Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly. So today we are going to work on part 2 of our adventure mini album. So as you recall, on part 1 we worked on the base page construction, and then we did this cascading waterfall page, and then we also work on this board game page, which I thought it turned out really fun. So today we are going to work on the next page. So for that page, I thought of doing like a little man cave interactive page. So for that, I'm going to first cut out this image here, this card. Okay, so now I'm going to cut a new sheet at 6 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I'm going to fold this in half, or you can score it along 4 1/4. I'm just gonna do this, which I think is way faster. And now I'm going to add the image in here. So let me just go ahead and glue this on. And I think the theme for this album is going to be spinning around, because I have a lot of these spinning interactive ideas. So I think I'm going to try to incorporate all of those in the album. Now I'm going to grab a second sheet, and I'm going to cut these at 8 by 10. And I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. So let me grab my scoreboard. And I'm just gonna place it along the 8-inch side and do something like this. Oops. There we go. And then let me fold this along the score line. Like that. And then I'm going to place this page here on the left side of my base. So I'm just gonna add some glue and just align it here, just like that. Okay. So then I want to put this page on this side, and this is going to be like the closure for this opening page, but it's also going to spin around. So I think I'm going to add a second layer here. So this is just my scrap piece, and I am going to cut these at 10 inches. Now this measures 5 3/4. Okay, just so you know. But it's the leftover piece from, oops, sorry, from when we cut this card. So I'm just gonna score these at 1/2 inch, like this. I'm gonna fold along this line, and then I'm just going to add some glue. Or you can add your double-sided tape here as well. And I'm gonna place it on top of the one that we just did. Just like this. Okay, so now what we wanna do is I'm going to cut a page that's going to go on my back. So this piece is going to be cut at 9 1/4 by 9 3/4. Okay, and this piece is going to go right here. Now before I glue this down, I'm going to add the interactive page. So I kind of want this over here. So I'm going to open this up and I'm gonna hold this, both of these together actually. Oops. I'm just gonna grab these two out and I'm going to add a little, make a little hole right there. Okay, so just on that little corner like that. Okay, so then I'm going to grab a brad and I'm going to place it right here. Now before I make my brad permanent in here, I think I'm going to cover this page with the paper. So for now I'm just going to close it because before I cover this with paper I want to make sure I know where I'm adding my magnets. So I'm just putting the brad, I'm not gluing anything yet, just like this, and then I want these to close, and when we close it you want your magnet here. Okay, so I'm going to grab two magnets. Here's one, and I think here's the other one. Okay, so let me just kind of, the center is kind of over here, so I'm just gonna open that up and place my magnet right on these areas right there. And then we are going to put this where we want it, which is like this, nice and even. And then I'm gonna open it up, add my magnet there. Okay, so now I'm going to take off this little sticky part, and now I'm going to close these, and now we know where the magnet is going to go. Okay, so now I'm going to take these out here. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna take that out and I'm going to cover these two on the inside. Okay, so I'm just gonna use actually the back of these papers. So I'm gonna place one here and one up here. And you could use this side as well. I just want this area to be for pictures more than anything, so I think a neutral background, it's good. And then I'm going to go back here and make this little hole again, right on the same place. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to pass my brad again in here. Okay, so now I'm gonna place it. Oops. There we go. We're gonna fold this to the other side and close your brad flat. And now we can go ahead and add this whole page on the back. Okay, so don't add any glue on top of your brad because you want that to spin around and you don't want to make it stuck. Okay, so I'm just going to press this down, and then I'm going to open this all the way, close this, and then this is going to close all the way there. Isn't that fun? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is just cover this page, and for that I actually don't know what it measures. Oops. So I am just going to, oh, this goes in here. So I'm just going to pencil mark right here, just because I don't remember what that is. And I'm just going to cut right there, and then I'm going to do by 9 3/4. And this page, I'm going to place it right down here. Okay, and then I'll do the rest of the pages after I know how much paper I have left, because I might have to complement. So I am using 2 paper collections, but just in case. So I'm going to wait on that. And so here we go. So now it goes right into the locking. It locks with the magnets. So you can open this up. Let's see. We can open this up and add pictures, and then this can spin around all the way, and we can add more pictures there. Okay, so for this next page, I'm going to need 1 piece of 6.5 by 10. And then I'm going to need another piece that is going to be 6 by 10. Okay, so I'm going to score the first one at 6.5 inches. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. And the second piece, I'm going to do along 10 inches, 1/2 inch. So then I'm going to fold this one on the score line, just like that. And then I'm going to fold this one as well on the score line. Now I'm going to place this one with the score line on the top, on top of the first one. And we are going to make sure that your flap is to the right, or sorry, to the left. And then I'm going to apply my glue and just place this right on top, just like this. And then I'm going to bring my page, which is right here. Make sure you have the right orientation, so just flip it over. And I'm going to place this whole thing on the left side. So I'm going to add some glue. Just like that. And place this on this left side. Just like so. And then I'm going to put this on the side for now, and I am going to work with some of my scrap pieces. So let me start with this one. So this measures 12 inches. So I am going to score these at 4 and at 8. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these. Make sure it's at 3 1/4. Okay, so here I go, 3 1/4. And then I'm going to fold these like an accordion. So I'm gonna go up and down, just like that. And I'm going to glue this whole thing on the top side here, just creating different fun elements. So I'm gonna place this one down there, and then I'm going to do another one, and again I'm gonna use one of my scrap pieces here, cut this at 3 1/4. And then I'm going to score at 4 and 8. Fold along the score lines, just like this. And then I'm going to place this one on the bottom. Okay, so now we have a crazy page like that. So as a closure, I decided to do like a little wheel. So for that, I'm going to use some nesting dies here, and I am going to pick one that will be big enough to hold all of these 3 flaps, but at the same time not so big that when it spins you kind of lose, you know, everything. So this might be a little bit too big. I think this one should be better. Okay, so I will tell you the dimension, the size of my die, so you can do it as well. If I could only find my ruler on this mess. Okay, here it is. Found it. Okay, so the circle, after I cut it, is going to measure 3 1/4 inches, and then I am going to use the 3 inches, so the one that's a little bit smaller, to cut my design paper. Okay, so I have the circle and the guide, and you know what, I thought it will be really fun to do kind of like a mix of circles, so I cut 2 more just to see if I like it, and I think I love it. So I'm gonna do these 2 other circles. Now these 2 will spin to the left and this one will spin to the right, and anyway, I think it's gonna be cool. So let me start with punching or making the holes for my circles. So what I want to do, well, number one, I'm going to see where I want this, and I think I'm just gonna kind of put it on the center of this line, just like this. Okay, so this circle on the center, the bigger one, it's going to be the main closure, so I am going to add a magnet here. And by the way, I cut these circles. This is a 3 1/4 and these 2 are at 3 inches, but you can definitely cut any size that you have on your dies. It doesn't matter as long as you have enough area to cover these 2 and that one. So now I'm just gonna find the other magnets. Let's see, there you go. And so that way I can actually, let me put this one back here. Oops, there's a magnet on the back which is kind of making my magnet move, so I think I'm just going to have to put it on the same area so the magnets are not fighting each other. So let me just take off these little sticky sides and place the magnet where it wants to go. See, these magnets are so strong, like the magnet on the back here, it's coming all the way to the top, even though I have 2 layers, and then we have the 2 layers, you know, so these are great magnets. Okay, so now I'm gonna place the circle where I want this, and then I'm going to place my other magnet on top of this circle, and then I'm going to glue my image. Well, I'm trying to think if I want my image on top or my brad. Let's see, decisions. I mean, I don't mind the brad showing for this. Let's see. Yeah, I really don't mind the brad showing, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue this whole thing. Let's see if I can do that. Okay. All right, so there's multiple steps to this, right? So first we're gonna add the magnets, then you're gonna add your image right where you want it, just like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna grab a little scrap piece of paper like this. I'm probably gonna use this side, and I'm going to pencil mark just this back piece right there. So I'm just gonna mark right here. Okay, that didn't work. I'm going to mark right here and right there. So now I'm gonna cut this piece. Okay, so here we go. That should fit perfectly. And then I'm going to place this guy again here on the magnet where it needs to go. And I am going to pencil mark where I want my brat. And I'm just gonna hold these two. Now I know I want this like so. Hold these two together. Whoops, I moved it. Try not to move it. Hold these two together and pick it up. And then we're gonna punch the hole right where we added our pencil mark, which is right here. Okay, there. And now we're gonna put our little brat, spinning brat. That one's too shiny. I'm gonna do this one. Okay, and I'm going to close that, and now I'm going to glue this little piece of paper onto the base here. So let's make sure it's even. Secure the magnet first and then secure this little piece, and there we go. Isn't that fun? I think it's fun. Nice and secure. So now we're gonna do these two. Now these two are gonna be much easier because we're not gonna add magnets to these two. We don't need to. This magnet should be enough to hold it. This is just to make it look pretty, and also this will help keep this down after you add your pictures. Okay, so I am going to cut 2 design papers for these circles, and then I'm also going to cut a page for this. Okay, so this piece measures 9 1/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, so now I have the 2 circles that I cut out with the paper, and I think I'm going to do it like this. So I'm going to need 2 more brats, and I'm going to try to find the same color, those 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one at a time. So this first one, kind of want to center it so they come out in a line. Okay, so just like that, and I am going to again just pencil mark where I want the brat. And I think for this I'm just going to I'm just going to poke a hole with my little tool, just like that. Kind of 3 layers of paper here. So all right, so now I'm just gonna put this brat right in there. Alrighty, so now I'm going to do the same. Just close that up and put this higher up there. That's where it should go. And I'm gonna do the same here. So I'm gonna center this bubble, and I'm going to do my hole on this side. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold this and this. Oops, I think I moved it. Oh, doesn't have to be exact. If you don't want it to move, you can always use a washi tape and just secure it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pass my brat through that other hole, just like that. Let's see. And then I'm going to simply close this. Now I'm gonna open this whole thing up, and I'm just gonna glue this page down. So I hope this wasn't too hard to do. I mean, the idea just came to my head. I think if we do it step by step, we can definitely get it done. So I'm just gonna center this paper. This time I'm just looking at the paper, not so much the circles. And there we go. So now we can close this up, close that up, and close this up. And of course I'm gonna cover this with paper. And so this page, it will open up. You can open it up like this, right? So you will put it, you will open it like, I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. So this opens up and it opens to the sides, and then this flips down, and then you move this over, and then you can flip this also. And then if you want to close it, you just let it go on the magnet, and these two just close right here. Now you can also add little magnets here and here if you really want this push down all the way. I'll probably do that, just add little tiny magnets here and here. So here's my page finished, well, almost finished. I added these two pieces from the same sheet with the 4x3 cutouts. And so yeah, so I think it turned out really cute. Now I'm not going to do the insides just yet because I want to make sure I have, you know, enough paper for everything. So yeah, I think I am at a good stopping point for today. I hope that you guys enjoy this video, enjoy this tutorial so far. Don't forget to visit JS Hobbies and Crafts to get all the supplies that you need to make this fun mini album. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.